Hey everybody, we're gonna have a little mop lesson today because I know a lot of you have the mop, but I'm curious if you are using it in all the ways that you can use it to its most effectiveness. Okay, you ready? So the mop, couple things with the mop. You wanna start with the dusting mop head. So this is our mop system. This is the Superior Large system that comes with the handle and the base, and it comes with the dry and the wet. So with the dry one, you're gonna take this and you are going to dust your floors. And I also wanna share, you can dust your walls. That works really good, especially if you have a painting job come up. Now, with the mop, you wanna make sure when you're adjusting the handle, watch this, step on the base of the mop, twist, and then you move it so that it is in between your chin and your nose. That is where it's going to be the most ergonomically correct and the best for your back. So when you are done with the mop head, and this is full of pet hair and dust and everything, you're gonna take your mop, you're gonna take the rubber brush, and you are going to simply brush all of the dirt into a garbage can, or you can take this and you can carry this outside, hit it against something hard, and all of the dust is going to fly away so you can come back in and continue your cleaning. When you are done with the dry duster, you want to wet down your wet mop pad. But I'm gonna show you something while you're wetting down your wet mop pad. Have you ever wondered what this is for? This is to help brace it against the counter so that it doesn't fall while you are getting your mop head ready. So follow me to the sink and we're going to wet down the mop head. I'm gonna show you a couple things here. So I'm going to turn my water on, and with the mop head, you want to make sure that your mop head is completely saturated. So I like to just give it a little squeeze as I'm doing this and get it nice and wet, because this mop head holds 7 times its weight in water, and this is what is going to clean your floors. And then the microsilver is embedded into the fibers, and the microsilver will clean the fibers of the mop pad after you are done. So after you're done, I want to show you something also. So jump ahead. Let's say I've dusted my floors, I've mopped my floors. I'm going to show you how I clean my mop head so that it lasts in between washings a little bit longer. So I take my rubber brush and I simply like to scrub out the mop head, because this is going to loosen any of the dirt particles that may be embedded into the fibers. So I like to do that. Give my rubber brush a little rinse, and then I take the mop head, the mop pad, the wet mop pad, and I wring it out as much as possible, because you don't want a lot of standing water on your floor. So you want to make sure that you are giving this a really big squeeze. Now I have little hands, so I have to actually do a little bit more squeezing because I don't have a ton of strength in my hands to be able to grasp around and give it a good squeeze and get rid of all of that water. So now my mop head is ready to be used on my mop handle. My mop pad is ready to be used on my mop handle and my mop head. Okay, so now that my mop pad is wet down, I am going to put it down on the ground and just simply attach my mop handle, my mop head and my handle to it. Now, as you see, I do have our spray mop attachment on here. This is not part of the mop system. This is an additional accessory that you can get for your mop. But when you are cleaning your whole floor, you don't want to start with a dry mop head and then use this to wet everything down. You still want to start with a wet mop head. And then this, when your mop head starts to dry out a little bit, then you can use this to spritz the floor and continue your mopping. Also, I like to use this part alone. I will use this dry, and I'll use the spritzer if I have something on the floor that is sticky, or maybe my dogs just ran through with some dirty paws and they ran through on my clean floor. That happens a lot in my house. Okay, so when you are done with the mop head, again, remember to adjust it so that it's in between your chin and your nose. And then you want to simply move your mop handle. Have to make sure you tighten it while you're using it. But then I'm going to simply move my mop handle and my head in a figure 8 motion around my floor. When you rinse it out, like I showed you before, you will not have a lot of standing water on your floor, so your floor will dry in a matter of minutes, which is fantastic and a great time saver, right? Now I want to show you something else about this mop. So I showed you what to do with this little guy, but what about this? So many people think that this is how you adjust it, and it's not. This is great for if you have any scuff marks on the floor. You can take this and you can use this to get rid of some of those scuff marks that maybe your shoes have left, or maybe there's just something on your floor and you don't know what it is. So this is a great scuff mark remover. How many of you knew that? Now, when I am done mopping my whole floor, and go back to the walls, you can use this after you've dusted your walls. You can use this to mop your walls so it gets them nice and clean before those paint jobs. Okay, now let me show you something here. I'm going to remove this and I'm going to rinse it like I showed you earlier in this video. But I'm going to show you something right now. I'm going to remove this here and put that in my sink. Now we have a lot of different accessories for our mop system, and one of them is our rubber broom. And this was actually recognized by Better Homes and Gardens as an awesome rubber broom system. I really love this for cleaning my car in the wintertime when we get a zillion feet of snow. So that's just another little side note for that rubber broom. But I'm going to show you a little trick here. Now, when you are removing your mop head and you want to exchange it for another one of our accessories, here's a little trick. Stand this upright like this, squeeze these and push down and turn. This is going to make it easier. Let me show you that again. Let me get it connected there. It's going to make it easier if you do this. So stand this like this, these little buttons here, you're going to push those in, push down and turn. If you've ever removed the mop head before, you know sometimes if you're not doing it that way, it can be a little challenging with hands that may be like mine where they're not as strong. So that's just a little tip for you to try. Then you're going to take your accessory and you are going to add that or put that into your mop handle, and then you're just going to make sure that these little guys pop through. And now I have my rubber broom that is ready for any sort of removal of, maybe I spilled a glass of water on the floor, and this works as a fantastic squeegee because we've got this little squeegee, or maybe I am going to go outside and clean my car off, but we don't have snow right now, so let's not go there, okay? So I'm going to show you again, squeeze, press down, and turn. And I'm going to show you another accessory for our mop that's incredibly popular, and it is the Enviro wand. This comes in a mini size and a large size, and I'm going to put this in, make sure that those go through, and then with this, now this bends, and that extension, I can extend my mop really long so that I can get high up cobwebs and also ceiling fans. That's what I love this for. And then I'm going to put my mop handle back down, and because this is such a fantastic tip, we're gonna squeeze, press, turn, and release. I hope that you have enjoyed this little mop demo today and maybe learned a few things about the mop that you didn't know. Thanks so much for being part of my amazing community. I appreciate each and every one of you.